Well, the first thing we learn from Joseph is this, that if you want one, be one. If you want a friend, then be a friend. I think it's kind of amazing in this story that Joseph is still in a frame of mind where he's open to the idea of having friends at all. I honestly do. I don't want anybody around me if I'm Joseph. He's already been betrayed by his family. He's already had a romantic endeavor go way south. This is really bad. Most people would have already developed a little bit of PTSD with a supersized side of trust issues, right? I mean, isn't that how it works for most of us? But the Bible says that when these two people, you've got a cupbearer and you've got a baker, and they're thrown into jail with him, it says that Joseph, right away, Joseph notices that they look upset. Other translations say that he noticed that they were looking sad. I mean, they're in jail, Joseph. I mean, what were you thinking they were going to look like? I don't know. But they look sad, and Joseph is sensitive to that. He's reaching out to them in the middle of that. They're having kind of a rough day. And so Joseph, in all of his sensitivity, goes and asks them, hey, guys, what's wrong? Why are you so worried? What's got you down? And the thing of it is, he's actually sincere about it. He's not being sarcastic. He's not being passive-aggressive or weird with them about it. Okay? He wants to know what's got you so down. They could have met a lot of people here in Pharaoh's prison. A lot of them. None of them going to ask them how they're doing. Okay, they don't care how you're doing. They happen to run into the only guy who gives even a little bit of a hoot about how they're doing. They tell Joseph that they didn't sleep well. They're having bad dreams. And then in verse 8, Joseph says this. He says, interpreting dreams is God's business, Joseph replied. Go ahead and tell me your dreams. Now, I don't have time to go too far into detail and depth on this today, okay? I just don't have the time for it. But there's a lot going on here for Joseph. Anybody remember why Joseph was sold into slavery? Yeah, because of his dreams, right? It was because of his dreams. Joseph was pridefully blabber-mouthing his dreams about his family bowing down to him, to his family. That's what he was doing, okay? And he didn't even bother to try interpreting them, didn't even care what they mean. He's just more happy to tell them about them because he likes the idea in that moment of people bowing down to him. They got ticked off, they sold him into slavery. And now years later, these two guys are having dreams, and Joseph says that interpreting dreams is whose business? Oh, I'm sorry, is whose business? This is God's business, and I can help you do it. I'm just the guy. You don't even know what I've been through because of my dreams. In other words, Joseph is telling people assigned to his table group, I have been stuck on the same problem that you are stuck on, and I can help you with the homework. I've been here. Hey, I've had some dreams myself. It took me a minute to realize that it's one thing to have a dream. It took me another minute to learn that you got to get to its deeper meaning. I mean, God, isn't this just like God to bring Joseph some people who are struggling with the same darn thing he was struggling with in his own life? That God would use the very thing that hurt him as the very thing that's going to be the means by which he helps other people. I'm just telling you, that is the artistry of how God works. That is the tapestry he is weaving in our lives. And that's a lot of internal heavy lifting for Joseph that he's speaking from in the middle of this, okay? But this isn't just Joseph showing off, look at all the therapy I've done and how healed I am. That's not what this is. This is also Joseph just being a good friend. This is how friends be friends. Isn't it interesting that we never see Joseph off in a corner of a jail cell, kind of feeling sorry for himself? Never see him off somewhere getting bitter, cursing people out, or think this isn't fair, and I don't look, this is awful, God left me. You never see him doing that. You never see Joseph turn into bitter Joseph. You never see Joseph turn into every man for himself Joseph. And the thing of it is, he easily could have. Most of us probably would. Some of you got cut off on traffic on the way here to church this morning, and you were kind of letting them, who does he think he is driving like that? You were all up in your stuff and calling him a jerk and all that kind of. Listen, if traffic can get you feeling a certain kind of way about people, how does wrongful jail time sound? Right? I mean, anybody here ever become the sort of every man for yourself kind of version of yourself? Like I do. What's Joseph's response? He noticed that they're sad. He noticed that they're upset. Hey man, you doing okay? You having some dreams? Tell me about them. I've had some dreams myself. Like I can help you with that. How many of you know today that you play a role in the health of your friendships? You play a role in the health of your friendships. You contribute to the equation. In my classroom, I have kids that I'll search for weeks. I'm talking weeks to find them the right spot in the classroom where I will move them from one corner of the classroom to another, and everywhere they go, kids around them end up distracted. Everywhere they go, kids around them do poorly on the test. Everywhere they go, the kids around them end up talking too much. They're in conflicts, complaining. Eventually, I have to take the kid aside, and I'll have to tell him, listen, I've tried 6 different spots, 6 different table groups of places to try to set you, and I finally think I've found the problem. It's not them. It's you. You're the common denominator, dude. You are. You play a role in the problem here. Self-awareness is such a gift, isn't it? It can be if you'll let it. Listen, it's 100% true that people will do sucky things to you sometimes. Your feelings of being wronged, hurt, betrayed, and even forgotten by friends when you needed them the most are much more than likely justified, and I'm not here today to take away any bit of that, not even a little bit. But I will also say that when it comes to friendship, most of us tend to think more about the kinds of friends other people are to us than we do about the kinds of friends we are in turn to other people. Most people are so preoccupied by self, we're so preoccupied with ourselves that we just kind of think a lot about what we're going to get more than we do about what we could give in a friendship. When I was a kid, one time I got invited to a birthday party of a friend of mine. And I bought him a cassette tape. You guys remember cassette tapes? Oh, those were the days. I bought him a cassette tape of a band that we both liked a lot. And he opened up the present. And he was so excited about it, so pumped on it. And he was like, I can't wait. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to listen to this. I used to have one of those boom boxes that had a dual cassette thing on it for high-speed dubbing. Anybody here old enough to remember high-speed dubbing, right? It's where you could copy one tape to another tape. And before my friend had even taken the wrapper off of the cassette case, I told him, hey, you mind if I borrow that and bring it back tomorrow so I could make a copy of that? Happy birthday to both of us. All right? What a jerk. What are you doing? What a sucky thing to do to a friend on his birthday, right? I bought that tape as much for myself as I did for him. You know, when it comes to friendships, a lot of times we get real up in arms about what people do to us. We get up in arms about what people do to us, but we don't spend a lot of time thinking about what we do to them or for them. Have some awareness about the people around you. Write somebody a note. Send somebody a text to encourage them. Just do it because you saw that they were a little bit sad. Do it because you saw that they were struggling. Do you know in today's day and age how good it feels to just have someone notice when you're struggling? Oh, it's huge. This is the reason you're going to go on Facebook this afternoon, and I promise you, one of your friends, you already know where I'm going with this, has put something online today that is a post to the universe that just says, just feeling sad and down today. Wish I had some friends who cared. Right? First of all, how sad is that? That this is where we're at. This is like our effort at community. Like it's a cry for help in our society. That you just post that to the entire universe. But that's how desperate people are to get noticed. in their struggle. What's even sadder is that people will, underneath that, post comments like, is everything okay? You should really call me sometime. Like, no, it's not okay. If this was okay, they would have never posted that, right? It's so weird to me. Or they'll say things in the comments about like, hang in there, girl, you're a catch. Like, what? What? Say things to me like, hashtag praying for you, right? And even then, the person responds like, I don't know what I'd do without you guys. You guys are the best. It's unbelievable. I have the best friends. So great. It's not even real. What are you doing? It's not. This is all just like words. It means nothing, right? What in the world is happening here? Be a Joseph. Contribute something to your table group. I don't know why God has put these people at the table with you. I don't know why he's taken others away. I don't know why they behave the way they do or why they're as weird and strange and hurtful as they are. I don't know why they have the issues they do. I don't know why they did what they did, but here's what I do know. I know that you get to control you. And especially if they're struggling with an assignment that you've struggled with in the past, you can help them in a way that others can't. You can be an encouragement. You can be a comfort in a way that other people can't. You can notice somebody. You can bless somebody. You can get your eyes off yourself for 2 minutes and be a friend to them long enough to point them to everything that God has for them. That's what Joseph did.